Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you all had a nice holiday break and a Merry Christmas to those who celebrated. Um, so I'm back on board as of today. If you would like personal readings with me, I am available over the Christmas break. I'm going to take a few days off in January, but at the moment I'm up and ready. Please email me at theaussiegoddess@gmail.com. All one word, no numbers, all spelled correctly. If you're interested in joining our membership program, the buttons are below the video here. I think that's all I need to do for today. So we're going to do a what's cracking, and then I'm going to do a reading for Gemini if you're waiting on Gemini. We're going to use the Ethereal Tarot for your reading here, which looks like that. And we'll draw a oracle card from the Shaman's Dream. I was going to let you know a couple of weeks ago that my partner asked me to marry him. So, oh, my ring's around the wrong way, which was a really nice surprise for me because I so didn't expect it at all. And he went to so much trouble to ask me. He took me back to the first place we went out at. It was beautiful too because there was a rainbow in the sky and we had two deer that came and stood like within a few hundred yards of where we were. And he did all that, picked the ring and everything, did it all by himself. Never even did I have a clue. And he's just impressed me so much. So I just thought I'd let you know in case somebody sees the ring. All right, let's get into this reading. Okay, so we're starting off with the Queen of Cups. Now, for me, the Queen of Cups doesn't necessarily, I always say, represent a woman. But what it does represent is our feminine aspect. And being a cup, it's to do with our heart, with our love, with our passion. The Queen of Cups can represent Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But for me, this is a person who is very, very much in touch with themselves spiritually. It is a person that often could be anything from a counselor to a tarot card reader. But it also represents the mother figure for me. But definitely someone who is very nurturing, very loving, motherly. Okay, so there seems to be some sort of ending of a cycle here. So we have the Ten of Wands right behind that, and this is something you've been carrying around for a while. Maybe it's a burden to do with somebody you know, but when you get to the 10, it's time to put the burden down. All right, so we have the Page of Cups coming through with the Five of Wands and the Star card. Okay, and the World's behind that. I feel like somehow or another here, you're letting go or putting down something. I don't feel like it's directly due to the person. It doesn't feel like that sort of energy. It feels like perhaps you're either getting over something or moving towards something better and new. And I feel like with that sort of energy around the well and the star, it's sort of this energy of creating something new. So it's possible, for example, that you have decided to give away. It could be something to do with a person, but it doesn't feel like a person. It feels like an energy. So it could be that you've decided to say give away a job and maybe make this year a focus on your business. But it's something that makes me feel like whatever this is here, you're giving away something else to focus on this particular thing. So the Queen of Cups for me makes me feel like perhaps it's to do with your own energy or your own desires, your own wants, whatever. But it's like you're trying to align yourself with something. So maybe with the new year coming up, you are making decisions about your future that are really going to impact you going forward. So it's like you're giving up the old life and moving into a new life. This isn't like a little decision. This feels to me like it's a really A really positive move in the right direction. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, this year's going to be really about me. You might be considering, for example, the old you may be, shedding something. I don't want to say like physical, but maybe you're choosing to change something about yourself, or maybe you're starting to think that you want to I don't know, it may be as deep as changing the way you feel about yourself or changing the way you see yourself when you look in the mirror. There's a real feeling that you are starting to understand how to give weight to what you want and what you want to see yourself as. So it feels like to me like you're creating an idea about yourself that is very different to the old idea. And that could mean changing, a job or, as I said, a career, definitely, but it feels deeper than that. It feels like you've made some sort of decision to change something much more, I almost want to say heartfelt for you. So let's just get into it. All right, so yeah, look, we have the Ace of Wands coming through. That's why I said it feels like it could be something to do with the physical. It could be something to do with how you see yourself, but something is flipping around here. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles coming through. That's beautiful with the Empress. Okay, so straight away, especially with that Five of Swords, I feel like it may not just be for this particular reason. Maybe you're making a decision to change everything about your life going forward. Like you may be deciding that you don't want to put up with things anymore. Or you don't want your old life to look like your new life. You could be thinking of moving to a completely different place. But to me, it feels like it's all within you, within your heart, within your desires. But to me, I feel when I look at this, especially because the Empress has come out, it's almost like you want to recreate yourself. And you're leaving an old version of yourself behind here. Now, it could be for some of you in regards to your career or your job. Maybe you've had a break and you're deciding you just don't want to go back to what you were doing before. But to me, it feels like it's not just skin deep. It's really a very deep transformation that you're going to choose to take yourself through. All right, so I have the Four of Swords coming through with the Chariot right in the middle and the Sun card. Maybe it is. If I'm talking to people who are Aries, Cancer, or Leo, I feel like for you it may be that this year is a real turnaround. You may have toyed with something for years to decide to make this change. But to me, it feels like you're just ripping everything off and transforming everything about yourself. And in a positive way. I'm not saying that I feel like you are trying to be something you're not, but you're trying to be something that you are. So it's completely self-focused, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful with the Empress here. But I see this sort of joy coming out of you and this feeling of going forward in a very, very strong, powerful way. And I feel like perhaps the break or just having this bit of time, or maybe things have happened to you over this last few weeks where you've decided you don't want to go back to being who you were before. All right, so we have the Six of Wands, the Victory card coming through with the Ace of Cups. So for me, this is really about understanding. It's like something has said to you, this is what self-love is. And maybe somehow or another, with that energy, you're feeling so victorious over this decision to make the changes that you need to make. I don't feel that they are just simple things. I feel like you're really going for it. Look at that. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune here as well. So Spirit is saying to you, it's time. It's time to put this into action. Whatever it is for you, if it's just about changing something deep within you, a way of thinking, a way of seeing your world, maybe you've never seen yourself before. I watched this, I can't remember whether it was on YouTube or I watched something on social media where they were bringing through the true mirror. And I don't know if people have understand the true mirror. So when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we always see an inverted version of ourselves. And we don't really see ourselves for who we are. And somebody came forth with this true mirror, and they said to people, look in the mirror and tell me what you're thinking or feeling. And people were so overwhelmed, so completely floored by how they looked so different to what they thought they were. They were being like overcome with emotion and the energy that watching that particular video. There were people who cried to see their own version of themselves. You see, we don't always see ourselves. We don't see ourselves in our day-to-day life. We measure ourselves through everybody that's around us, whether that's our family, our friends, our work. We measure ourselves on everything, but we neglect to see the truth of who we are. And I think in that true mirror exercise, and please go and look it up on YouTube or wherever and have a look at, I don't even know how you get yourself a true mirror, but they're being advertised out there. So it's probably worthwhile. But it just made people, I remembered when I was a kid, you know, watching other people when I was standing in front of a mirror with them thinking, you look so different to what you do in the mirror. Like when I looked at their face, I was like, no, you look really different to your video. But we don't see ourselves. So I felt like it was a really big turning point for people, you know, that sort of being able to see who they truly were. And I have the Wheel of Fortune. So you've got two aces in this reading. You've got the Empress, you've got the Chariot, the Sun with the Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and then the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like there's a lot of people here going to be doing incredibly good work this year. So the Queen of Cups for me definitely sort of represents that, you know, understanding how to truly love yourself. Perhaps, you know, I always say you could have been doing things thinking that you were achieving that. But when you get in touch with yourself, when you really understand who you are, you feel powerful. And I think that's what the true mirror does. So I feel like you're putting down a lot of burdens of the past here. There seems to be some sort of energy of self-conflict or, you know, seeing yourself a certain way that perhaps with this Star and the World card, oh, look at this, and then the Hanged Man. So you're definitely seeing yourself differently. You may be seeing yourself in a lot of ways differently. And I feel like it's giving you the opportunity to build your world the way you want it. Really understanding how to put yourself first, how to do what you need to do to achieve what you need to achieve. And to me, with that Wheel of Fortune, Spirit is saying there's no time like the present. It's time. Whatever it is, it's time to put it down, put it away, hide it away, whatever you need to do. Oh, look at this. You've got the horned cactus coming out. And it's about resourcefulness. So let's see what that says. Oh, I went straight to it. I love it when I do that. It just is really powerful. All right. When nothing seems to be happening fast enough or your ideas have dried up, you begin to question your relevance. During these periods of life, you might feel like giving up, frustrated and resentful that success will never happen for you. The issue here, however, is a matter of perception. The horned cactus thrives in the barren desertscape, offering you the gift of water when all appears to be dry. If you look at its body, you can see the natural thorns that protect it from predators and the elements. What you don't see are the deep roots that extend far into the earth, filling it with a continuous flow of water. This succulent is a symbol of resilience, of resourcefulness, of your needs being met in spite of your appearances to the contrary. It's a reminder of the courage and inherent wisdom needed to dig deep below the less than friendly surface that hides a rich underground world. Can you connect to this magical truth and trust? Oh, love it. The horn cactus tells you to take heart. This journey is only temporary and you will soon be met with greener pastures. But first you must acknowledge your inner strength and fortitude as you're tested here. Be the cactus, resilient and resourceful. And I just marvel at how beautiful the cards are and how they come out and they just complement the reading so very well. So whatever you're doing here, It's like you're mastering, or you're collecting and mastering all of those aspects of yourself that maybe you kept hidden, or maybe you kept away, but you've never seen yourself like this before. So you're shining so brightly that even you marvel at the sight of your own light. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.